Episode 3, Week 3, Recovering a Sense of Identity. Hello and welcome back. Today we are moving into Week 3, Recovering a Sense of Identity. This is where the work gets real, because we start looking at how our environment affects our creative soul. Julia Cameron opens this week with a radical idea: going sane. In our world, we are told that pursuing our dreams is crazy. But Julia argues that staying in a job you hate, denying your true self, and living for everyone else's expectations is what actually leads to a kind of normalized insanity. When we start our morning pages and artist dates, we aren't losing our minds. We are actually going sane. We are returning to our true identity. This week is about defining that identity and protecting it from the people and doubts that try to pull us back into the sanity of being bored and blocked. The core lesson: crazy-makers and poisonous playmates. To stay on this path of sanity, we have to identify the crazy-makers in our lives. These are people who thrive on drama and chaos. They are often charismatic, but they are incredibly draining. Have you ever noticed that the moment you decide to sit down and work on your art, a certain friend calls with a crisis that only you can solve? That is a crazy-maker. They use your energy to fuel their storm because it keeps you from focusing on your own growth. Related to this are poisonous playmates. These are the people who subtly undercut your dreams with helpful concern. They might ask, "Are you sure you want to spend money on art supplies right now?" To recover your identity, you must realize that no is a complete sentence. You are not a 24-hour emergency room for other people's drama. You have a right to your own time. The antidote: skepticism and the power of attention. As you push through the skepticism, both from others and that nagging voice in your head that says this process is silly, Julia gives us her most powerful secret weapon: attention. Skepticism says, "This isn't working." Attention says, "Look at the way the light hits that leaf." Julia teaches us that the reward for attention is always a sense of self. When we stop obsessing over whether our art is good, and instead pay attention to the specific, physical details of the world around us, we move out of our judgmental heads and into the present moment. Attention is a form of love. It is how we connect back to the spiritual electricity of the universe. By paying attention to your life, you heal the skepticism that tells you your life isn't interesting enough. You find the self you are trying to recover in the details of the day. The deep dive: creative archaeology and tasks. To reclaim your identity, you have to look at the small details of your life. Here are your core tasks for Week 3. 1. The list of 10. List 10 tiny changes you'd like to make in your life. Not big career moves, small, manageable things. Fixing a broken latch, buying a new plant, or finally clearing off that one messy shelf. These small acts tell your inner artist that you are worth looking after. 2. The 20 things you enjoy. List 20 things you love to do, everything from eating a crisp apple to walking in the woods. Look at the list and ask yourself, when was the last time I actually let myself do these things? 3. The life wheel. Draw a circle and divide it into 6 slices: spirituality, exercise, play, relationships, creative, and work. Place a dot in each slice to show how satisfied you are. The closer to the edge, the more satisfied. Connect the dots. It's a visual map of your identity and where you are currently neglected. 4. The rules of the road. This is your creative bill of rights. Write down your own rules. For example, I will not answer the phone during my morning pages, or I will spend at least 2 hours a week on my artist date. Post these where you can see them. The Week 3 affirmations. Speak these words to reinforce your boundaries and your growing identity. I am a creative person, and I have a right to my own time. I am allowed to nurture my own productivity. I choose my friends for their ability to support my growth. I trust my own internal guidance. The weekly check-in. Before we finish, we must perform our weekly check-in. Be honest with your journal. How many days this week did you do your morning pages? If you missed a day, did a crazy-maker steal your time? Did you go on your artist date? What did you notice through the power of attention? Were there any synchronicities, those small, lucky coincidences that happened this week? Record them. They are proof that your identity is returning. Closing and your weekly mission. Your mission this week is to stay sane by being crazy enough to put your art first. Watch out for the crazy makers, practice the art of noticing the small things, and keep those morning pages going. Your identity is your own to reclaim. I will see you next time for week 4, where we recover our sense of power. Until then, keep your eyes open and your pen moving.